Well, good morning, my ladies and my gents. Welcome to episode 5, I guess it is now, of Coffee and Kits. My take on uh, model cars and coffee that Paul over at Left Coast Model Car Builds hosts. And today, I thought I'd do kind of a fun one. Uh, Fairly early on, I saw it looked like it might be a kind of a fun 1960 Ford Ranchero from AMT. And I can probably hear some eyebrows raising right now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I thought this one, we always do ones that we're kind of pleased with and proud of. And I want to do one that's got a little silly. I left kind of a scathing review on HobbyLinc where I got it at, and I went looking to make sure that I had all the information right, and found that HobbyLinc has discontinued sales of it. I don't know if it's been discontinued on the market, but I will say this: unless y'all have a burning desire for a 1960 Ranchero, and you happen to see this in the discontinued bins for more than about 15-20 bucks, skip it. Yeah. Folks, it's bad. So let me get the camera turned around and I'll show you what we got. Okay, my ladies and my gents, here we have the Ranchero. Yeah, in and of itself, the body is not bad. Oh, excuse me. The door handles are molded in. If you want to go that route, shave them off, use some aftermarket, make it look better. The badging is nicely molded, and it's easy to highlight. I made this 2.5 years ago, and I've gotten better since with the brush control. And I was using Tamiya chrome paint, I think it was at the time, and I've got the Tamiya clear red, all acrylics, and for the taillights. And by the time I got to the taillights, I was really not giving a crap. I wanted to get it done. I wanted it to look halfway decent. But it got to the point, it was a one-day build. Spent as much time waiting for the paint to dry. I did trimming mold lines and flashing. There were times that I was kind of wondering where the flash ended and where the part began. But comes with metal axles. The metal axles were too long to the point to where if you put them on, you wouldn't be able to get the body on because the wheels would be sticking out, where they shouldn't be. Then I trimmed them a little too much, and those metal axles, I was using a big bolt cutter, and that was a mess. The windshield is incredibly thick. You can kind of see how it warps and distorts. Seat is molded in. Relatively easy to detail if you're doing that. If I can get it to go, and there we are. There's the door handles. Yeah, you can really see. And a little bit of the trouble trying to get the sides of the seat painted because it's molded into the tub, and it's a tub. Some of the mold lines in the bed that I just, oh well. Get in here, see if the dash, mirror suggestion. I just kind of slop some paint on it to give an impression. Funny thing is, it comes with a 4 on the floor shifter and a 3 on the tree, and the instructions call for both of them. It's not a twin transmission. So anyway, onward. Open the hood. This is where things get silly. It comes with this relatively nice Small block V8, little, was it 289? I guess the Ford's is. I get the 289s and the 283s confused. I think it's 289. The motor itself is a nice looking motor, but there's no radiator. There's a hint of an idea of one. There's no fan shroud. There's no real radiator. You've got this bit of a grill as a radiator. And no, it is not put in backwards. This is how the instructions call for it to be put in. Little bit of painted firewall detail and that's about all you got there. Yeah, underneath, okay, it's got twin exhaust. It's molded in. You have to detail it. Mold it in. Now, look where it comes out. Right up against the bodywork. You're going to have to cut that off and build your own styrene to set it until it'll come out the body. Oh, people, what were you thinking? But, and it may be that I got it a little wrong and I got that a little bit too low, but I don't, with all the working that I was trying to do to get it halfway right, I think I got it pretty well right. But, yeah. You can see the metal axle going through the engine. If you do something like go to VCG Resins and pick up one of their inline sixes, you're going to have to come up with a different way to mount your tires, or drill a hole through the motor to get it to work, which I wouldn't recommend. Their motors are too pretty to mess up. But yeah, it comes with a few little goodies, couple of hood louvers, a deal for the roof, an extra top to make it a little bit more kind of like you had on the 55s, 56, in that neighborhood. If you ever built those, the Chevy pickups, it's an idea, something similar to that. And it comes with, I know I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but I'm going to pronounce it the way I think, a tonneau cover that goes over the bed. It comes with one of them. Yeah, it's oof. Now, see over here, it's got a couple other pieces. That's my Peterbilt grill that I need to do a little something with. I'm going to work on it a little bit, I think. It comes with a toolbox, which in and of itself is fairly nice. Glue it closed if you happen to pick this up, because the plastic is a solid, what, 1.5 millimeters wide. Most toolboxes I've ever seen don't have 1.5 inch, 2 inch thick walls on it to make it too heavy to even really pick up, much less with full of tools, which you wouldn't be able to get much in. But you do it, you take your time with it. Like I said, I wouldn't. I did take a little bit of time with this. It comes with a cooler, like you had in the 40s, 50s. You might have seen one similar to this in an Andy Griffith show, for example. Put a coin in the slot, and you could then slide the cover back, and there's a rack that you've got racks in it. And when you do that, you open up that, you can take a Coke, just one, and slide it out, and then the little catch catches again, and you get one Coke. Usually they were a nickel, but there are 4 saving graces if you happen to find this kit. It's got a nice looking little V8, small block Ford V8. If you can get around the hole in the middle. It is a Ranchero. If you have a burning desire for a 1960 Ranchero, in and of itself, it's not bad. It's the rest of it that, yeah. It does have a fairly nice little Coke dispenser. You take your time. I got fingerprints all over the chrome paint. I was using, I think, a Rust-Oleum chrome on that, and I got fingerprints on it. And it does come with a nice looking little toolbox if you take your time on it. And interestingly, it even comes with a wall mount to put this abomination actually up on your wall, a wall hanger basically. No. So yeah, it's this one, I've never thrown a kit in the trash. I bought it, I'm going to build it. This one I came close, but I wanted to finish it because I bought it. I'm going to finish it. I'm not going to waste the money. And it's almost a joke to me for it. Well, there you have it, my ladies and my gents. The 1960 Ranchero by AMT. Just a little simple level 2. If you have a burning desire to put a 1960 Ranchero on your shelf, if you had one, or your folks had one, or your buddies had one, or something like that, and you want to build one up to look like what they had or what you had, yeah, it does build up into a nice looking kit in and of itself. If it's one of your first kits, it's not bad. Like I said, the axles are too long. They have to be cut down, and that's yeah, I used a large set of bolt cutters and almost didn't get it to cut. But basically, in my review to HobbyLinc, I called it an abomination. So it gives you an idea. And that was, what, 2.5 years ago when I was doing it. And I'd only been, at that point, been building for maybe 1.5 years. So, yeah. Almost chucked it in the trash. Decided not to. If you happen to find it for, like I said, $10-15, maybe 20, if you got the money for it, it's a good parts box kit. If you can do something with the hole in the middle, it's got a nice little 289 small block V8 under the hood with a bit of dress up. Or small block parts, like to dress up a small block Ford. Wheels and tires are decent. They're halfway decent. White walls, but the paint on the white walls, pad printing does come off easily. Be careful with that. The steelies for the wheels are nice. Nice hubcaps, but those are fairly standard. Got some really nice mirrors on it for its era. Kind of looking at it as I'm thinking about it. It does have its advantages, but yeah, the engine bay, the interior, the mold lines, the flashing let it down. Parts box, diorama, you've got that Coke dispenser and the toolbox. Those are, really nice. Decal sheet is really, it's expansive. It was as big as the box, and it had some really nice stuff on it. All right, folks, well, there is my episode 5 of Coffee and Kits with Paul over at Left Coast. Let me look at it again to be sure I have it right. I am horrible with names, always have been since I was a kid. It kind of runs in my family. Paul over at Left Coast Model Car Builds. And anyway, don't forget to head on over to VCG Resins. Check out what he's got. If you do have a kit like this that has got a motor that just doesn't work in it, check out what Josh has got there. Go to his engine kits. Check them out. They run about $22 to $25 for a kit, and it comes with a transmission. It comes with all kinds of little doogas to go along with it, and sometimes even 2 sets of headers or intake types or air cleaners or valve covers. Check them out. When you go to checkout and get things going, be sure and put in a discount code that I now have. Thank you, Josh, for everything. It is Jester 10, Jester 10, in the promo code box, and get 10% off your order. Check them out. They got some pretty cool stuff there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up so I can go get me another cup of coffee. I'm out. What am I going to do? I'm out. Anyway, I'm going to cut this short so that I can go get me some more coffee. B-Tex, signing out.